But how long did you do these parties in that basement?
For at least a year and a half.
Before they came to the police, said, can't do this no more.
Because it was too much. It was too big. It became too large.
Where exactly in Chicago is this? South Side, East Side? Where is this?
It was on the south side on a block called Constance Avenue. And I lived on Euclid, which is literally 2 blocks from that spot.
Was that near Cabrini area?
No, Cabrini is more northwest, like Chicago Avenue.
All right, so everybody's sideline here. When Ron and I worked in Chicago, Ron really took me around, and took me around where everything was, because I'm trying to visualize where this is. And oh wow, so you were deep in Chicago, deep in the South Side,
in the hood, yes sir.
Yo, was it like gun running craziness going on at that time? Like, Well,
I would say the guns were more on the east part. We were on the western side of 73rd Street. So it was okay. I mean, you would run into a few things, but it wasn't that gun crazy over there. You had people that got beat up, of course, or, robbed, you feel me? But not that much killing at the time on that.
Because that's the next question. I am shocked that nobody came up in there looking to get some payola from you guys.
Now, here's the funny part, right? There were a lot of gangbangers who came, but for some reason, I'm this guy that I guess could talk to anybody. So the fact that I talked to the guys and said, listen, y'all can party here. We don't have a problem with you. Y'all family to us. But I want y'all to be the protection. So y'all come in, do what you want, but y'all security as well. Make sure nobody act up, unruly, that type of thing. So they would basically run the smoke area. I think they was probably selling as well from there, but we just let people do what they do at the time because they were security as well, bro.
And this is why it's called the True House Story. I can guarantee you people never heard this before.
No.
Hell no. Hell no. I've never heard this. I know you I've never heard this part. I'm going, wow, this is real news to me. Fresh.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
All right, take us on the road. So now cops bust you guys up. What happened?
Cops bust us up. We're done with it. So then my brother and I was like, okay, cool. We're going to start doing a school party. So we started doing parties in the gym where we were set up. We just wanted to be the guys at our school. Now, at the time, the music box was open. The warehouse was open. I think it was a power plant was open at the time where Frankie was. And of course, at the time, we couldn't really go to those places. My family was very religious. So, we couldn't go out and party with the vagrants like that, go to the club. So we want to create our own situation. We brought Ron Hardy to our school, which was South Shore High School. And when I tell you, Lenny, those people looked at Ron Hardy like he was a complete alien from another planet that they've never seen before. They didn't know who the guy was. My brother and I are running through the place. Y'all don't know who this is? This is Ron Hardy. Are you crazy? They're like, hey, man, we don't know who this cat is.
No, who the hell's Ron Hardy?
Exactly.
That's how they told you. Who the hell brought Ron? And nobody knows who the hell Ron Hardy is.
No, they didn't know.
I've seen they did, but not in your school. Okay.
Not in my school, because that area that I was in was really commercial, Lenny. So they were more Farley, Hot Mix 5 type of crowd over on that side of town. They weren't into the Hyde Park. See, this is what I've learned, that my city is very segregated as far as knowledge of music and as far as like the way people dressed, how they interacted. Chicago is very segregated, bro, in such a way.
It's hard to believe that. It's hard to believe because I know that from going and hanging with everybody. How everybody said, "Oh, I only party on the north side with the Italians," and the other one said, "I only party with the Puerto Rican dudes and the Mexicanos over here on the west side, and the south side was a black thing." And you know, and it's like in New York, we never saw it that way.
True.
You know, because you've played in New York and you hung out and worked. You know, it's like New York's a whole different machine. It's like a different. I mean, it's segregated, but not like in within. It's like you telling me Manhattan would be like that, segregated.
Yes,
no, we're not like that bad. But go ahead, explain that part because people are probably going, "What does he mean by this?"
Well, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King said it best. He said that Chicago is the most segregated city he ever visited in his whole time of marching and doing rallies. He said Chicago is the most segregated place. And I think, you know, it just comes from our neighborhoods not being mixed as well. Like our neighborhoods are just those people. Blacks live here, Latins live here, Asians live here.
I know.
It's no mixture.
It was like, yo, in fact, when we were all hanging out together, people be looking at us like, what's up? That's crazy. I never saw such craziness like in Chicago. I was like, yo, we're not in the South. This is Chicago.
Exactly. Chicago is like a big South. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys call them, the Italians.
Right, the Italians.
Yo, people check this out. They have the highest amount of population Mexicans and Greeks in Chicago, more than anywhere else. I don't know. And and Ron used to tell me, yo, man, we got to go to Greek town, or we got to go to, where our Italians are.
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you'll see what I mean when we go there. I'm going to take you some food down over here. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yes, bro. And Lenny, you're due for a return. We're going to get on that later on in the show. You really? Well, you definitely due for a return, my brother.
I'm going to cry. So no, keep on. All right. This is because people are really interested in this now. So keep going. Lil Lewis, and you're bringing DJs. Ron Hardy. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So, we had Ron Hardy at South Shore. Didn't nobody understand it. So it was like, okay, the party went, but what it did was it inspired me to want to be more than just a DJ. So I wanted to DJ, but I also want to be an event promoter. Like I had a love for like bringing people together to hear the music, to excite them, that type of thing. Now, I'm going to say this, Lenny. Chicago had a lot of promoters during the late 80s through the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
There were a lot of promotional groups. Now, these promotional groups were really family units. Like they operated almost like gangs, bro. They had their jackets with their logos. They all hung out together. They went to breakfast together, to different events together. And at the time, Lenny, I couldn't connect with nobody. Like nobody wanted to give me an opportunity to be a part of their clique or their circle. So with this being the case, I said, well, nobody wants to mess with me, so I'm going to be a loner. I'm going to do it on my own. So during the college years, there was a place called AKA's. It was on the north side of Chicago on Broadway. I loved it because they had a college night. The college night was on Wednesdays. I went to the owners. Their name was Art and Whaley, 2 Asian dudes, okay? I went to them. I said, look, I want to do your Wednesday nights. For some reason, I didn't have to audition or anything. He said, okay, do our Wednesday nights. And at the time, I had a partner by the name of Marcus Mix, who we were working together. But bro, here's where it got tricky. We used to hang up poster boards for promotion. We passed out flyers, and we used to hang posters on poles with the wire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was a place that we ordered the posters from called Tribune Showprint. It was in Indiana, and they used to mail the posters 500, 1,000, how many of you ordered. And people would go get wire from this guy named DeAndre Sanders to put into the poster boards. Now, mind you, Ron is broke. Ron doesn't have the money to get the wire and the poster board. So I ordered a poster board, right, for AKAs. Now, nobody really still knows me, Lenny. So I'm like, okay, I got to introduce myself to the city again. You know, the high school days is over. I got to go on a new adventure. So I ordered these posters with the last bit of money I have. And it says real big, Ron Carroll, AKA, and the date. Like, boom, take that, right? So I go into mode. I said, Ron, you have 500 posters here. You have no wire and no car.
Right. Right. So what do we do now?
So I'm like, okay. I asked the guy, DeAndre, I said, look, man, can you give me a discount on the wire? He used to call me Ronnie. No, Ronnie, I can't do that. I got to make this money, Ronnie. I got to make the money. I said, all right, whatever, bro, whatever. So I used to take the posters, bro. No lie. This is the dead of winter. Take the posters, steal a shopping cart from the supermarket.
Okay.
Put the posters into the shopping cart and roll around for miles, poking holes with a Phillips screwdriver and taking the old wire off, putting in the posters and putting the poster up. I did that for years.
So you were into recycling.
I was recycling.
You were recycling. So you were taking somebody else's poster board.
No, somebody else's wire.
Somebody else's wire from their poster. And
yes.
Poster.
Oh, my poster. Now, mind you, the city would, at a certain point, tear the posters down. Okay. But the wires will still be wrapped around the poles, rusted out, like really rusty wires. So I would just unloosen the wire, the rusty wire, and put it through my poster and hang it up.
You can hang it up on the. How many years you did this?
I did that for at least about 3 years, bro.
That's called dedication. Dedication. Yes, dedication.
In the dead of winter, during the summer, and I'm talking about walking for miles, like 10, 20 miles, putting those posters up. Now, here's the part that's crazy. Because I was a loner, Lenny, and because everybody had cliques and groups with jackets and cars, by the time I get to my last stop, all the other posters were torn down because they were throwing parties and they would tear mine down to put theirs up. Okay. And now I'm going to segue into the Chicago moment of life. It was called the Poster Wars.
Everyone knows what that is. Poster wars begin with it's like a mafia thing. Go ahead.
Yes, it is. So now we get into the poster wars. And of course, if you had a clique, you kind of, you had your boys, you had your back. And I remember this so clear. So it was going around that I was the one taking down everybody's posters because I was the loner. Okay. Oh, it's not us. It's Ron. One crew will be like, no, it's that Ron dude. It ain't us. But they the ones doing it. But they would blame it on me when they get questioned. So it was this group called the Chicago Bad Boys, which consisted of Armando, may he rest in peace.
Land of Confusion, Armando, right? That Armando, right?
Yeah, Land of Confusion, Armando. Yeah, Land of Confusion.
Wow, I haven't heard his name in a long time. May he rest in peace. Armando, go ahead.
Yeah, man. And it was Steve Poindexter. It was and the other guys. Well, the other guys you wouldn't know their names, so I'm just going. The two main ones was Armando and Steve Poindexter. So I remember going to a place called the Powerhouse on 22nd in Michigan. Okay, that's they call it the South Loop now. Everything's bougie. It's the South Loop, but back then it was just a ghetto area on 22nd in Michigan.
That's right. You just say I'm going to that spot.
Exactly. So I walk in, and there was a big lobby area. Then the dance floor was through this area. So I'm in the lobby area. These dudes said, "There go Ron." I hear them. They go Ron. Do you know that every member of the Bad Boys, and I think it had to be at the time like 15, I think 12 or 15 people, they all surrounded me in the lobby, bro. Like I was in the middle of the circle, bro. And I'm looking around and I'm like, what's going on? And Armando said, yo, you've been tearing down our posters, bro. And I'm like, and by that time, I've been knowing people saying it's me. And I was so angry. I started shouting. I'm like, it's not me. I'm not doing it. They was like, no, everybody says you're doing it. You doing it. I said, it's not me. I wish I would stop this. So Armando came up to swing at me. So I grabbed Armando's arm and I slammed him against the door that you go in and out. So I slammed him. Boom. When I slammed him, I don't know why I did that, lady. Once I slammed Armando against that door, all 12 to 15 just started beating the crap out of me, bro.
Oh, man.
I mean, I was getting stomped out, dude, like you wouldn't believe. And then they actually, everybody was watching it. They was, oh my God. And then they threw me out the door. So they pushed me out the door. I fell on the ground. And I remember there, and it was like, we gonna make sure you don't get into no party in the city. I'm like, damn. And so I'm getting off the ground. You have some people laughing and stuff. Of course, we kids. And so then I had a little dusty car my brother gave me. So I got back in the car and I took off. A week later, Lil Lewis had a crew called the Diamond Corp. The Diamond Corp was him, his cousins, brother, a couple of other people, and they had big parties in the city as well. And they had a party, and I said, well, I'm going to go to the Diamond Corp party. I may not be able to go to the Chicago Bad Boys parties, but I'm going to go to the Diamond Corp party. Dude, why did I walk in the Diamond Corp party? And the same thing happened to me at the Diamond Corp party. There go Ron, the one tearing down the posters.
Get him.
I said, get him. Dude, this one guy, Tim, which, that's my brother now. All of my brothers, but that was a young part of our life. And so I walk in and Tim comes over to me and I'm like, hey, Tim. And before I can get Tim out my mouth, he already been slugged me. Boom.
Oh.
I hit the ground. They started stomping me out on the ground. Boom, 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 stomping me out. And I got thrown out of there. And the thing is, though, Lenny, I still didn't want to give up. The key to it, I still felt I had something to do, to prove. Even through that, I said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to make this right, and I'm not going to give up. Crazy, bro. And those were the poster wars. There's more stories to it, but I mean, just on the poster wars alone, it could be hours, bro.
I'll tell you something. Chicago's got this war tactic thing that goes on.
Oh, yeah, bro.
It's not just like, let's just destroy the party. Let's go kick the shit out of the people who made the party.
Yeah.
It's like they want blood in that place. It's like, what's up with
Dude,
that?
I told you, the crews were like gangs. You know what I'm saying? They were like family, like gang units. You know, they had their look, the jackets, they were a crew, you know, and that's how it was back in the young days, man.
Yo, it's like everybody keeps writing, the war posters are real.
Yeah, bro.
People
really
write
real.
Like they're real. So it's a good Chicago history lesson. This is post after the thought of course, you had one of the biggest mafia men in the world in Chicago.
Yes.
The original Scarface himself, Al Capone. So you could see that kind of militant style operation was at every level there, no matter what you did.
Sir. Yes, brother. Definitely that.
Bro, you must be like at that point, like feeling the lowest ever.
Oh yeah. I mean, once I get blackballed from going out.
Blackballed.
Yeah, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go for at least about a year and a couple of months. I couldn't go out nowhere. Oh, I would have been attacked, like on site, you know. And you know, the crazy part about it is that I cried like a baby. I'm like, I didn't do anything to these people, and they're blaming me for everything. And of course, at the time, you know, I got brothers, so I went to my brother and I told him, and they said, and I never had support from my family during that time either. Really, it was kind of like, oh, you shouldn't be doing it anyway. It's a waste of your life. And, you know, so those things happening, it's just proof that you shouldn't do it and everything. And my brother, who was DJing with me at the time, you know, he got saved and became a Christian. So he stopped the DJing thing. But I kept going with it. And so him and my father were like straight tag team on me all the time. Oh, well, you shouldn't be around those people. You shouldn't be doing it. So I never really had not only friends support, I didn't even have family support. So I was like a loner for real in every aspect.
Well, let's be real. You were what we call the true black sheep of the family. Now you got them finding Jesus and you are playing hedonistic. You are what we call the wrong in their eyes.
You know, and that's crazy. Like,
it's not crazy because I understand it. I had other friends that happened to in New York. You play that worship music. Meanwhile, with no devil worship music, it was beautiful.
No, man, it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful.
No, but wait a second. Didn't you guys have a black mafia too that ran Chicago in the club scene?
Yeah, that was you had a lot of those, but it was more so on the southwest end of the city, where those guys were really like gang affiliated. There was a place back in the day called the Fort, which was I don't want to get the gang wrong because, you know, you say the wrong gang name on the podcast, they'll get me for points. Oh yeah, no, they were called the El Rookins.
El Rookins.
The El Rookins, and they had a place called that was on 39th Street, and it was a fort, but that's where they held their meetings and things like that. What people don't know about gangs is that they were really organized. I mean, for the neighborhood, you know, they would feed the block, give food, do a lot of different things. But they had parties in the place called the Fort. So it was a lot of different situations going on in the city for sure.
So now hang on, so everybody got to understand. I'm going to ask the next question. It's very important. Did you have a cup for those? You know what I'm talking about? That cup, that those special balls. Because I know you played them later, but you know the pimp balls where they come with their cups and their special.
Oh, yeah.
I'm known for that. But that's later. So keep us up. So now what the hell happened to you? You mean to tell me you got blackballed from everybody?
Yeah, well, all the major parties, They had blackballed me. I couldn't go, or I was going to get attacked.
You already did get attacked 3 times already.
Yeah, but it was a fear at that point. It's like, okay, I'm not going to go out because
stay the hell home.
Stay the hell home. And from that point, but I was still, and it's weird, Lenny, because I'm still trying to figure out a way to get my message heard. Even through everybody saying you show up, we're going to beat your ass, bro.
You're dead, bro. You're going to be dead. You come up in this.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm still trying to figure out a way to do my own thing. And that drive just never left me. So after the wars went away, I then went into production and writing and vocal type things. So at the time, of course, Tracks and DJ International, I used to go by those sessions a lot. Not really involved in writing at the time, but just going to hang out. Okay. So, of course, there were offshoot labels that started to form after those labels were out. So, After Hours, Clubhouse, Casual, all those labels began to form. So, I got together with a brother named Big Ed. Okay.
All right.
And Big Ed is an incredible writer and also a poet. You know what I mean? He writes in a very poetic type way. And me and him connected on the production tip and the writing thing. So me and him wanted to, put out tracks and put out songs. And of course, the way he convinced me was him and Ron Trent were doing some things at the time, and they had a track, and it was like, Ron, we want you to sing it. Now, I was fully in church at the time, I guess fulfilling my dad's dream. I was in a choir and doing all of that type of stuff, right? So he was like, I was like, man, I can't sing on house music, bro. Like, that's a sin. I can't sing on it. It's sinful. He was like, no, but you can sing about God on a house track. I said, really? You think I can? Yeah. So I went to my dad. I said, Dad, my guys want me to sing on a house track, but I can sing about God, though. Dad said, you're not going to put your voice
I knew that was
on
coming.
That mess?
I knew he was coming with that. I knew he was coming with that. But Big Ed is saying, yo, man, you could do it, man. Because I remember how he speaks.
Yeah, bro.
You could do it.
Yeah.
You can make this. You can be the one that brings it from the one side to the other, right? Everybody, come on, everybody. You know how Big Ed. You also know Ed Matthews, know how he talks. Come on.
Yes,
come
bro.
on, Ron.
Yes,
you
bro.
can do it, Ron. And you're like, no.
So I'm sitting there like, man. So finally him and Ron Trent convinced me. And that's when my prayer was born. And
you could hear the applause too from the audience. If they were all here, they were all applauded with you when you said that. That was a beautiful moment.
Oh, that's what's up. My prayer was born, and I was nervous. I didn't want my dad to see the record. Like, hey man, and during that time, it wasn't about the feature thing. It was just, if you're the artist, you were the artist. Your name went on the record as an artist, and they were on there as producer and writer. And Ed had wrote the song.
Okay.
Ed had wrote several songs for me during that tenure. So Ed wrote My Prayer. Ed wrote A New Day. Ed wrote Pressing On, that I did. And there was a B-side of Pressing On called All Around Me, which is one of those, I call it a cult classic, because a lot of DJs were like, yo, that B-side of Pressing On, bro, that All Around Me, that was my joint, okay? And so that was just me and Hula in the studio playing around, and I always had this love for like Frank Sinatra in a way, that type of sound, that big band sound. So I kind of just was playing around with the voice and, pretending like I'm Frankie Sinatra on a house track. And that's how All Around Me was born as well. So me and Ed wrote those tracks for me. And then we started writing together. This is when I went to the Winter Music Conference for the first time in the early days.
Mm-hmm. That's in Miami, now, everybody. Those have never been to WMC. He's talking about they would do it around March every year down in Miami, down at the Fontainebleau Hilton Hotel.
Yes. And so now I'm like, I'm there. Big Ed couldn't make it, but I was there. And there was a pool party at the Fontainebleau. And Lenny, you're going to laugh at this. This is when I first saw Gladys Pizarro. Now check this out. I saw Gladys Pizarro when I first walked in the back, coming out of the pool with a bikini on, with her hair wet and everything. It was all short. And listen, I don't know why, Lenny, I fell in love with Gladys Pizarro. I said, I don't know who that is, but I'm in love, right? And they said, Ron, that's Gladys Pizarro from Strictly Rhythm, bro. I said, oh, for real? Say, yeah. I said, okay. So I'm nervous. I go back there. Louie's there, Barbara, India, Kenny, Dave, what's my boy Dave from Colombia at the time?
Dave German.
Dave German. They're all back there. So me and Ed wanted to work with Louie Vega. Bad. So I called Ed on the payphone. I said, Ed, everybody's back here, bro. Everybody's here. He said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna go straight up to Louie and I'm just gonna tell Louie, we wanna work with you. And if he say no, he just say no, and that's it. Now at the time, Lenny, Beautiful People was the biggest record of WMC. They was playing Beautiful People like crazy, okay? I got off the phone with Ed. I walked through the crowd. Excuse me. Louie, I know you don't know me. I love your work. My name is Ron Carroll, and I'm a writer, and I want to write for you. Now, here's the part that's weird. Louie looked at me. He paused. And he said, okay. Write the next Barbara Tucker. Just like that. I'm like,
go ahead.
You mean the famous Barbara Tucker, like right here with the Beautiful People? Her? Yeah. Write something for her. I said, oh, snap. So he said, when I get home, after Winter Music Conference, we're going to send you the track and see what y'all come up with. Now, bro, come on, man. I left from the back of Fontainebleau, like nervous. I called Ed. I'm like, dude, he's going to let us write something for Barbara Tucker. He said, what?
No, man, yeah. You talking Jack. He's probably telling you talking. Right. you leaving that out. Man, you didn't talk to Louie. Why you bugging, bro? Get out of here. That's how I know how it is. Go ahead. So
yeah, true. He did it right. He didn't believe me at first. For sure.
Man, I'm gonna hang this phone up on you. And you're like, go ahead. No, man. I'm serious.
So yeah, I'm serious, bro.
For real?
He's like,
for real?
Like, yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna do it. I'm telling you. So we waited. And guess what? We received the cassette in the mail. We put it in the 4-track machine. Yeah, people don't know how we used to track back then. It's so many conversations, like talking about gear and all of that. But it was a 4-track machine.
Okay.
We put the tape in and we heard the track. And immediately we started to work on it. Hence, I Get Lifted was born.
I get lifted.
And that became her second.
I get lifted.
Yeah.
Oh man, everybody loved that record.
Yeah. I get lifted every time. Yeah, that was me and Big Ed. And I remember when Louie was doing the session, and he was like, "Dude, we're done with it. We're done." Then he did the dubs, and the dubs is what killed it for me. Oh, whoa, yes, oh, that right there, Lenny.
Yes, and Gladys told me that was always like the duck mix. She heard that wah 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 wah.
Yeah.
That was a hot dub, man. Woo! Masters at Work. Louie,
oh my God, that dub was serious, bro. I mean, incredible. So we heard that. We were blown. Mine was blown. Like, oh wow. And at the time, my record, A New Day, was coming out. And I remember this vividly. We were asked to come perform. Now, see, even as a performer, Lenny, it's a difference with performing in Chicago than New York. New York, when we performed at the Sound Factory Bar?
That's right, Sound Factory Bar on a Wednesday night, everybody, in New York City.
Listen, that was a party, my friend. The Sound Factory Bar on a Wednesday night was the party, period, for me. And I remember they had a showcase, and it wasn't there, but I had to perform A New Day because Louie was playing A New Day. So Ed and I got on the plane. Barbara Tucker brought us there. We flew into New York. And I'm going to tell you something, Lenny. This is the funniest thing. I left my belt at home. My belt.
Okay.
Regular belt, hold your pants up. I'm so frantic that we covered to New York. I left my belt. Brother, when the performance happened, I froze. I saw the guy before me, and he was some, I don't know, Indian dude. Like, he was just hopping around, and everybody was clapping. And I don't know who that guy was, bro. I can't remember who that guy was. But he was just hopping around, and he couldn't hardly sing. But everybody was like whistling. I said, damn, they like him? I got up there, tried to be all church, A New Day, you know. I put my arms up in the air at the end like I was in Broadway, and my shirt lifted up. Lenny, listen, bro. My shirt lifted up. All you saw was a little stomach hanging and an extension cord tied up to hold my pants up, bro. When I tell you, it was silence on the floor. The song.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, everybody, because I was there that night when that happened. I just remember talking about it. I was off to the side of the stage. I remember going, "What the hell is going on now?"
Oh my goodness, bro! Oh,
wardrobe malfunction happening right now here,
bro. I promise you, I was so embarrassed, dude. I got off the stage. I went in the corner. I forgot where I went, but I wanted to be far away from everybody, dude. Oh, so that happened. But out the trip, it was good because we went to the studio. We met India in person. I think Donnell Jones was there. Donnell Rush. That's one of those guys. Donnell Rush was there. So we met a lot of great people. And but I sucked on stage. Terrible. But I'm gonna tell you something. I learned how to perform by watching Barbara Tucker. I can say that for sure. I learned how to tighten up my skills as far as keeping people excited by watching Barbara Tucker. Okay. Now, I got so many stories, Lenny. I'm trying not to jumble them up, but it's just difficult.
It's all right. We'll keep it. It's great. Keep going. You're doing great.
It's so many levels. Like
house music history right here. It's all historical. It's no matter how you lay it out, it shows the admiration, the respect, that you are showing that you will overcome whatever's thrown at you. And that's what makes a great story. I mean, this is such a great story. I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Bro, I tell you, when it came to writing, me and Ed wrote a lot of things together, and then we kind of slowed down our relationship on that level. And then I was working with Mike Dunn and Byron Stingley. Now, it was funny because Mike Dunn and I started working together first. And he lived in these nice apartments on King Drive, one of our major roads. And I used to go to his house and try to, create tracks with him. And then we would come up with ideas. We did a couple of songs together that came out, like He's Gonna Make It All Right, which is one of them that came out on Suburban Records, where he's kind of preaching in his voice and I'm singing in the background, which is a good one, Gospel House. Mm-hmm. And then Byron Stingley came into the fold, where he linked up with Byron. And they kept me around because I thought once Byron came, I was done. I'm like, dude, that's Byron Stingley. You know what I mean? Like I knew for a fact, like you about to kick me to the curb. You get Byron. But Byron wanted to keep me a part of it, and I appreciate him for that. And Byron was like, no. He says, you're good at what you do, but we're going to just make it better. We're going to tighten up your skills. So I learned how to write and arrange and put songs in a certain order through being tutored by Byron Stingley. I would say this. Byron took me back to New York with him. And this is how it started. He was signed to Nervous as a solo artist. And they said, hey, man, you got to come to New York to write and work with producers. He called me at the crib. I was like, yo, B, what's up? He was like, hey, man, what are you up to, for the next, I guess, week? I said, well, I'm not really doing much. He said, okay, I'm about to come grab you and we're going to New York. Just like that. Not next week. I'm about to come there in a few hours to pick you up, and we're driving.
Hey, man.
Right.
Hey. That's the phone call I get too. Yo, what are you doing?
Right
now, I'm right now in the middle of a show. Oh. I'm about ready to come through. It's
yeah. Yeah, bro.
Just come on through, B. That's family. That's what we call house family. That's the realness.
Yes, absolutely. Byron's one of those guys. And, Byron's a beautiful spirit. So he was like, yo, we going to New York. So we drove to New York.
18 hours later.
18 hours later. We drive to New York. We go straight. And we didn't go to the hotel. We went straight to Nervous Records office.
Oh, okay.
We got there. I said when he was in a room with Mike, I was waiting out there, in the waiting part with everybody else. And then we got checked in. And listen, through Byron, bro, I was able to work with Frankie Knuckles, Mark Kitchen, Kerry Chandler, and I learned how to really vocal produce from a guy named Danny Madden.
Danny Madden.
You remember Danny Madden?
Sure. He came and worked at my studio. Yeah. He done vocal ranges for Ultra, vocal ranges for many, many, many of our house luminaries.
Bro,
great vocal.
I was so blown away by him because we had a way that we worked. But when I was in a session with Frankie, I was watching him and I said, wow, they really do it big in New York. They really have vocal guys in there,
Well, that's what E Smooth said too. He's like, when he went to Masters at Work Bass Hit Recording, he said the same exact thing. He said, man, you guys got engineers, vocal production people. We got ourselves in Chicago doing everything. Like one-man operation type work. So I understand that. But back then, we had budgets like that to do those type of things. It was a lot of records.
That's crazy. Man.
You remember what it was like? It was like I remember when we talked about it.
Oh yeah.
Crazy back then.
I mean, it was incredible. And I just watched him in awe and I learned from him. That's the one thing you got to do. You got to learn from your situations, And so I learned from that dude. I watched him, how he did vocal arranging, how he did melodies and everything, bro. The guy was incredible. And so working with all those people through Byron was a blessing, bro. A beautiful blessing. And being in the studio, we moved to a studio building, which was on the street called Kinsey. And then all of a sudden I met Maurice Joshua. Well, Maurice, I knew of Maurice, but never fully met him until he built the studio right next door to ours.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mo. Oh, Mo.
Oh, yeah, I know. Go ahead. Bring us right to that top.
So Maurice heard that I could write and all of that as well. And so Maurice also had a very big part of my life and my career, because through him, he was like, because he was the remix king, right? He did a lot of remixes, but the way he did it was they redid the melody on a lot of R&B singers' tunes. So he would always let me hear the original and say, well, how can we put the melody in a house type of format? And through him, I never forget, we went to New York. He didn't tell me what was going on. We were in a car. We got to go to a studio session. I met Selena Johnson. She just got signed to Jive Records at the time. And then we went to the studio. Now, we sitting out in front. This limousine pulls up, right? I'm like, who's in the limousine? Who's this? He said, this is the people we working with for our session. I said, okay. And they get out the car, bro, and it's Destiny's Child.
So limousine pulls up.
Mo.
You're in Mo's car, got the heat on, it's probably winter, and you're like, yo, who we working with? He's and I know how Mo, he's felt like, you're gonna see, yo, man, you're gonna see in a second. Just sit tight. Just wait. Right? And you wait, they're going.
Just wait. Just sit tight. Wait. And Lenny, I'm glad you're doing the voices and everything, because I'm in a doctor's clinic, so I can't be as animated as I want to be. So
I know we really want that animation. We want, because I know the players you're hanging with, because we've all hung tight with everybody. Yo, man, just wait. Just sit tight, brother. I can hear Mo.
Right, sit tight. Right? Yeah.
Just sit tight. Wait, like a big surprise is coming. Like, yo, what?
Yes, bro. So they come, they pull up, they get out the car, Destiny's Child. And we're talking about the full 4 girls, when they were right in that Bills starting phase, And I was like, what?
Was their father with them, or their mother was it? Because I remember they were managing them at that time, right?
No, the father was with them. Yeah, the father was with them. It was the father and also a lady with short hair who was like their, I don't know, road manager or something like that.
Okay.
She was there. And I remember going in the studio and I'm sitting there like, wow. Beyonce is getting in the booth and we're going, I'm giving her points, sing this like that, put this there. And she's doing it. And Kelly is sitting at the control board right next to me. And the other two girls were sitting on a couch in front of the mixing console, combing little doll's hair. They didn't do anything. They were just combing the doll's hair. Latoya Luckett and somebody else.
Okay.
So it just blew me away that I was sitting there with them, and they remember me to this day. Because Maurice Joshua had a pet name for me called Peaches. He used to call me Peaches, bro. I know what the hell.
Hey, Peaches, come on over here.
Dude, it started at the studio. We were all together there.
Because, wait a second. Everybody knows this Facebook thing, how you all break on each other all day long. I was watching.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, before COVID. He'd be writing something and then he'd respond back. And that's just the way it's a camaraderie of things. And that's why I'm laughing.
Yes.
Peaches. Okay, Peaches.
Yeah, dude. He called me Peaches. So he was calling me Peaches while we were there through the whole session. So Kelly Rowland and Beyonce was calling me Peaches, right? And so later on, when I would see them like in LA for these parties, they'd be like, Peaches. I'm like, oh, Lord, not Peaches.
Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know why are they calling you Peaches?
Listen, those who are listening right now, watching my still photo right now, which I wish you could see me. But the name Peaches, he gave it to me because I believe. Now hopefully he'll be able to answer this online, but I think it's because I had a very soft way of talking, and it just was funny to him. Like I never was loud, and I was always like, yeah, da 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 da, real soft. And he's like, you know what? You smooth as peaches. You know what I mean? Like smooth peaches. I don't know why he just called me Pam Peaches. So
that's how Maurice is. He comes up names for every. And that. Well, let me tell you, everyone. If he nicknames you, he likes you.
Oh yeah.
He don't nickname you. He don't like you. So we don't.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
I know how that rolls, but that's cool. That's really cool. I so were you at Platinum Island recording? Do you remember where you were in New York? What studio you went into?
I know the studio building was on a corner, Lenny. It was on a corner in Brooklyn.
Oh, in Brooklyn. Okay.
And I don't remember the name of it, but it was right on the corner.
Somebody just wants to be really funny. Well, my name is Peaches, and I'm the best, and that comes from coming to Thank you for that, everybody. That was really cool. That's really cool. Okay, so now you got you probably watched Coming to America that night and said, oh.
He probably did, though.
So, all right. So you did the session, and you actually, what song was that you were working on with them? That he was you had them revocal?
We were revocaling Bills, Bills, Bills.
Okay.
For a house version.
And I remember Maurice talking about that he wanted to do that with the R&B acts, create something brand new. That was the plan.
Yes.
And
that was definitely the plan.
Okay.
And Maurice, those guys, man, they really, really, they took me in. At the time, I thought they was, I was the butt of their jokes, all the time. But when you look back at it, when you look at it in totality, bro, they were very instrumental in a lot of what I know now. And I couldn't have been where I am without those guys at those moments, bro. Sowing seed into my life, period, on all levels.
Well, they were trendsetters. They were writing the story, the real story, as they were living it.
For sure. That's for sure. And so I thank those guys, man. And moving on from there, just began to, and in my life, Lenny, it was very up and down. There were moments where it's beautiful, and there are moments where it was like, I can't do this anymore. It's very like that, an emotional roller coaster, because during those young times, Lenny, I struggled with just loving myself. You know what I mean? And this is the part that I just want to teach the people through your show is that I had a moment where I was like, man, I thought I was the most ugliest thing in the world, you know, always struggling with the weight, not being, not having that true self-esteem, uh, built. It was real loose. It was very, you know, it wasn't no power to it. I didn't walk in my power. I didn't know who I was. And a lot of situations that I probably could have enjoyed, I did not because of that type of mindset. And I just want to tell people that's listening, like, you're going to have moments where you're not going to feel 100% or you're not going to know yourself. And it could be in moments where you're the most busiest in your life and you'll look back and regret those moments. Like, I'm not going to lie, Lenny, I look back at a lot of moments like, damn, Ryan, you could have enjoyed this part of your life. You could have enjoyed that part of your life, but you were so in your own head that you couldn't enjoy it. You couldn't see the greatness out of it. You couldn't see the glory out of it, you know? And I'm only seeing this later on in life because I was a person, like I said, I didn't have no backing, no friends, no family. So how your young life is, it affects your adult life. It affects you greatly. And you think nobody truly has your back, even when they might. Like Byron, like Mike, like Maurice, those guys looked out for me in many ways, but I didn't see it in its totality, you know, because I'm looking at the jokes that surrounded it. You know, when you're sensitive about some stuff, you're looking more at what's being joked at as far as the entire picture. You know, they liked me, they loved me as a brother. I didn't fully see it during those times because of my sensitivity. You know what I mean?
No,
so I just want to.
You went through a lot. You went through a lot at that time.
Oh my goodness, bro! Like the emotional roller coasters that I've gone through over life, period, with family, people that I thought were friends, people that you know, just loved ones in general, was crazy, bro. Many times I thought about taking myself out the game. And I'm not talking about out the game, I'm talking about out the earth game. You know what I mean? There were plenty of times I was like, I'm not needed here. I'm not.
So let me understand this from a psychological sense. You're talking about depression really hitting rock bottom.
Oh.
Because that's what you have to clarify. Because people see you as, hey, Ron, the happy guy, like me. We're always happy.
Yeah.
You know that. We're always laughing and we're joking. Yeah. But let's be real. That's not all the time.
No. It's not. And I'll say this to you guys. There were moments where, and this I'm talking about for years, that I was very depressed, felt alone all the time. And that's why, but I'm going to let everybody know on here, it is so important, even for those who have children, teach your children how to be strong now. Don't let this world beat up on them and just try to let them figure it out. It could affect their life for many, many years. You got to get a hold of it when they're young and teach them, because I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught to love yourself. I wasn't taught to look out for yourself. I didn't have a brotherhood with my brother at that moment. Me and my brother are great now, but at that time, I didn't have that supportive brother. I didn't have that supportive father. You know, I didn't have that supportive mom, only because she was an old school mom. She didn't want to make her husband and fight with him. So she stayed neutral in the game. But you don't want that in your life. You want to give your child backing in whatever their dream is, whatever it may be, and let them realize that maybe this won't be a reality for me. But don't just tell them you're not going to do it. It's not going to work. That sticks, and that can affect you in other decisions like it did me. So that's just a little, announcement in that middle section.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful that you actually you shared that with us. I'm floored because I didn't realize it was that bad. And again, unless you really cry out and have those heart-to-hearts, you don't really know.
Because no, you don't, bro.
We've had a lot of people around us that, they're telling, hey, man, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm good. And meanwhile, they're not good.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not good. How did you... Okay, so on a serious note...
Yeah.
You this is the roller coaster of life, the ups and downs. So how do we stop that? Because you could have started drinking and drugging, and went down that horrible road, like Chris Farley did from Saturday Night Live, John Belushi. When you read their stories, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
In the end, his father kills him, but he had a heavy drug problem because of all the stuff he was dealing with. How do you pick yourself back up and say, I need to get past this. I need to work through it. What did you do?
Well, here's what you have to realize. All depression, a lot of it, I would say, from me in the music business. I can't speak on everyone's life, but on mine, I had to let go of the obsession with wanting music to make me who I am. I was reliant upon the industry, the people in the industry, to be my brother, to be my supportive dad, to be my supportive mom. You see, once you have the lack in your younger years, you're trying to find it throughout your adult life. And this is how you put a lot of pressure on other people. That's like, yo, I'm just your friend. What is all this pressure coming from? And they understand it's stemming from the lack thereof that you received as a child. You're still trying to find that brotherhood, that sisterhood. You're still not going into yourself to find the strength. You're trying to get it from other people. You see what I mean? Yeah. So I had to learn that you have to find the strength within. And once you find the strength within, let go of the obsession and let go of the ego of wanting, and just do it because it flows naturally in you. But that takes time. Some people don't ever get to that point, and they wrestle with it their whole life. I just happened to begin a spiritual journey that took me away from the scene for a little bit, and now I'm in balance with it. So now every moment of my life is enjoyed. There's no expectation from people. There's no expectation from things. It's just when I'm like this moment here, I'm going to enjoy this moment. But once this moment is done, it's done. And I move on to the next part of my life, and that's how I look at it in sections.
Well, especially now with this situation with COVID, we really learned from all the brothers and sisters that have passed that life is very short. The time we have is a short one now.
Yeah, it is a short one, Lenny. But I want people to realize that when you live in this life, bro, however short or long it may be or appear, enjoy it. Enjoy it. If going into a garden, looking at flowers gives you peace, always have that moment of peace. Always go get it. Never allow things around you to stop you from having whatever gives you peace. If sitting on the couch rubbing your dog or your cat gives you peace, cut off the phone and give yourself those moments. That will keep you balanced and that will keep you here. We get engulfed in this world too much.
I know.
I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach.
Well, that's what you do. What are you talking about? That's what you do. You do that on every record.
I know that's what I am.
You're a preacher.
That's fine.
We're hearing it from the man himself. And of course, where does this take you on the road of house music with you getting that big break that becomes that big hit for you as the singer, not the writer, the singer?
The singer. Okay, so basically, I had got married at a young age. I got married in 1995 to a sweet, beautiful girl. But once again, I was in that phase of not knowing myself, right? So I was married to her, but I was neglecting the marriage because of not cheating, but neglecting just the time and trying to get a regular job to make money because of my obsession for wanting to become popular or important in something. Still chasing the popularity and importance, right? Even in my marriage, right? And finally, I remember telling my wife, because we were over my brother's house. This story is crazy. We was at my brother's house in the suburbs. And I remember we drove over there with hardly any gas. We had about 2 gallons left. And so I asked my brother for some money to help us. And he went into the back room. And I remember sitting up there with my wife, and she said, "We look pitiful." She said that to me. "We look pitiful." And I remember walking out on this balcony. And when I tell you, Lenny, I sobbed for like 10 minutes, big crying. Like, the snot run out your nose crying. I was like, going. I wiped everything up. I walked back out. I said, "Baby, let's go. We're going." She said, "What? But he didn't give you nothing." I said, "Let's go. We'll make it. We'll make it." We found some change in the car. Gas wasn't that bad then. So we found about $4 and change. We put it in the car and we drove home. And I remember that day, I said, "I'm done with the music business. I'll never do it again. I'm going to get a regular job. I'm going to take care of my wife. I'm not going to neglect you anymore." And that's it. Now, my friend Mozzie, they call him Audio Soul Project. We worked at a label together called After Hours Records. And he told me, he says, "Hey, Ron, a friend of mine in France sent me a demo and they want you to write the song for Barry White." I said, "Barry White? Big Barry?" I said, "Yeah, Barry White. It's all right." So I went into my studio room and I was like, "Every night you look up in the sky, babe, there's a light shining in the darkness." Right? Started writing that. "I want to be your lucky star." Right? Boom. Wrote it, did the little demo. And at the time, remember, I told my wife I'm done. Right? So my care for the industry wasn't there. I just went, wrote it. I'm like, "Here, bro," because I was packing my stuff. "Here, bro, here's the demo. Here, whatever. Let me know what. You got my number." Went home.
Okay.
But a couple of weeks went by. He said, "Hey, Ron, the guys heard the demo. They like it." I said, "Okay, cool." That was it. Didn't care. Fine. Another week went by. "They want to keep your voice on the record." I said, "I don't care. Whatever." Still didn't care. I'm like, whatever. They want to keep the voice, whatever. Then another week went by. "Hey, Ron, they coming to Chicago. They want to shoot a video." I said, okay, whatever. Let me know when they get here.
You're still saying whatever.
I'm still saying whatever. And just let me know when they get here. All right, cool. So they get there.
Wait, hang on. Yeah. What job are you looking for? Like, what are you going to go do now? Because you've been in the music industry most of your life. So what are you going to go do? This is what I've been waiting to hear. What job are you trying to figure out you're going to get?
At the time, I was doing bar backing, and I was, bussing tables at a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
That's some real talk, people. Write that down. You hear that's realness right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I was doing. So that my focus was that, and that my focus was making sure that my wife and I did not struggle. I didn't care about nothing else but that, because to me, I put her through enough, I just didn't want to struggle. So he said, oh, Ron, the guys are in town. They want to meet you. I said, well, you got to wait till I get off work. I said, okay. Well, they're at the Daisy Inn Hotel up north. I said, okay, cool. So I met them. They was like, yeah, the song is great. They want us to shoot a video. Here's the video outlet. Now, at the time, I'm broke, bro. I'm looking at how they want to shoot it. I got these clothes, like, not fit for a video. They said, well, these guys are taking shopping. They're buying some clothes. I said, all right, cool. Buy me an outfit for the video. We plan to shoot. The Superfunk guys came in town. I met them. I shot my scenes. And every day that I would shoot, I would go right back to work. I would shoot scenes, go back to work. Go to work, come shoot scenes, go back to work. So, shot it. I'm like, okay. I remember the last day they tried to hug me and, say congratulations. I was like, all right, I'm out. Thanks. Good, good luck with the record.
Take care. Brush your hair. And
right, that's it.
I don't want to know nothing about it right now.
Right, I don't want to know nothing about it. The industry and I are not friends. Have a good one. And they got in touch with Mozzie again.
Now, did Mozzie do paperwork for you? Because I didn't hear about that part. Like any kind of contract.
I'm about to get to it. I'm about to get to it, bro.
Because I'm sitting here I'm going, you're really laxed about because you're angry. It's like a bad relationship. You want out. I get it.
I want out, bro. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay. All right, I'm done with that. Back to work I go. Back to taking care of my family. Then all of a sudden, Mozzie says, hey, Ron, it's getting kind of serious. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, because they want to fly you to France. And I'm like,
for what?
Bro, I got to work. I got to work. I can't go to France, bro. I can't. What? They want to fly? I said, man, it is what it is. Just put the song out. Get it over with. You know what I mean? No, I'm telling you. They want to speak to you. So they call me. Yes, Ron, we think the record's going to be big. So we need you to come to France to do promo. I said, man, I have a wife to take care of. I'm not about to leave her. No, we'll make sure your wife is good. We'll make sure. I'm like, I said, well, just send me the ticket. Let's see. And at the time, they mailed tickets to you, Lenny. They mailed them to your house. The only thing that changed my mind of knowing how serious it was when the tickets came in and they were first class tickets, not business, first class ticket. I said, they just sent me first class ticket. They only had money for me to go, not my wife. They said, oh, you'll be here for a little short time. That's it. I said, baby, do you want me to go? She said, baby, go. Please go. Please go. Please go. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to go. Boarded the flight. Didn't have no good clothes. Just boarded the flight. Flew there. Then all of a sudden, a Mercedes-Benz picks me up. I'm like, A Mercedes. So you fly me first class. A Mercedes Benz with a driver is holding up the card at the airport. I said, what's going on here? The guy says we're going straight over to the label. I said, okay. So now, Lenny, we get to the label. And out walks this little older lady named Maya. So sweet. She's the one who signed Daft Punk, okay? I didn't know that till later. She walks out. So you're Ron. I said, yes, I'm Ron. Welcome, Ron. Come in, we got to talk. So went in. She sat there and says, okay, the song is getting popular, Ron. It's getting really popular. We want you to do some promo while you're here. I said, okay. How am I going to do it? I said, I don't have any clothes, really. No, we'll take care of that. We'll make sure you look okay. But we need you to do some promos of the song. Okay, no problem. And you're going to go walk to our publisher, which is around the corner. And this is Virgin Records, okay, at the time, Virgin. We're going to send you to our publisher. Now, Lenny, I get to the publisher. It's a guy that looks like Igor, you know what I mean? Sitting at the desk with this big, thick paper in front of him, right?
Hello. Are you at home?
Yeah, he's like, welcome, Ron. He says, so now I want to explain. We haven't done a contract on the record. We have to do one.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for this contract. Where the hell's this coming? I'm sitting here going, I've done enough record deals in my life. I'm going, they're already promoting the record. You don't even have to. You can turn around and say, hold on, I ain't doing nothing now. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
But he's like, we have to do a contract. And I'm looking at this paper in front of him. And it's thick, bro. And I'm like, I'm not about to sign that. But now at home, I'm about $4,000 in debt. Right? The guy says, hey, Ron, we're going to give you a $10,000 advance. And then we're going to work out the points and blah, blah, blah. I said, I have to make a phone call. I called my wife. I said, hey. She said, oh, you made it. I said, yeah. I done met everybody. I'm in the publishing office. And I said, they want to give me $10,000. Now, of course, she's like, take it. And I'm sitting there like, baby, no. I feel weird about this. The paper's really thick. You know what I mean? I would have to sign every line without reading it. And I don't want to do that. She says, but I'm over here suffering. And when she said that, bro.
Oh, Cindy. Oh, man. Your heart must have went to your stomach at that moment.
It did, bro. It dropped.
I know her. I know his. Oh, I know how she spoke. I can hear her voice too saying it. Oh.
Yeah. And when she said that, man, I was like,
oh, well, let's sign it.
Yeah, let's go. All right.
All right. Come on. What the hell did you sign exactly? So you can explain to the audience. What did
Okay, so just to let you all know, the track I'm talking about is Lucky Star with Superfunk. I signed a contract that basically waived all royalties for that $10,000.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
And that they own my image and likeness. They were my management and everything. Yeah, for about, 10 years.
What year was that, Ron? Please give them the year.
1999.
Everybody, you heard that. You heard what he said, right? In 1999, this is pre-streaming.
Yep.
Pre-everything, we were still working in physical business with vinyl CDs and cassettes.
Yep.
He signed over his likeness, which means they own Ron Carroll's name.
Yep.
They also, how much is the percentage of all the gigs you had to give? Because I know you had a lot of work at that time.
25%.
Not the standard 15. Now he's giving 25% to Igor.
Yep.
And what else did you give up?
Let's see. Let me remember.
The music composition. I mean, I'm sorry. The the melody and the mechanical and the publishing too. Everything.
Yep. Yep. All for that 10 grand. Yep.
What about your song? Well, normally we keep our songwriters, even if you made a mistake.
Yes. Well, you know, they have a law in France that protects people from third party. But I didn't find that out until later on when one of the members of Superfunk met with me and apologized to me.
Oh my God. Whoa, dude, this is deep. I didn't know. I had no idea that you signed over everything to them.
And once again, I didn't want to sign it, Lenny.
No, I heard you. I heard you.
You know what I'm saying? But when you're married, yeah.
But it was a good thing too, because there's a positive too. Come on, everybody. We're all crying. We're getting on that with tissues out of our faces. We're all clearing our eyes. We want to clear off all that tears. And let's talk about the positive thing, that also the rainbow that came out of it.
For sure.
Tell us the positive. You gave us the darkness. Now give us the light. What was the light part?
Now, the light of it is that it introduced me to the world. And I was able to travel the world over, promoting that record, doing live shows in front of 10, 20, 50,000 people.
Nobody knows that back here in America. That's what I try to tell everybody. They don't know about that here. Over there, you were a sensation. We used to joke about that with you. Remember, I used to genuflect. I used to get down on my knees and go like this to you. I don't know if you can. I would be like, "Yo, lucky star, baby." Remember, I used to do that to you when I saw you in Europe. You would all be going with our planes and stuff around town.
Yeah, man. And so it was beautiful because I'm a person I like to create relationships. So with every promoter, every agent that I met, I created my own relationship with them. So once the Superfunk thing ended and it went on its way, I was still able to survive and work. Because when they dropped me, It was like one email. We're done with you now. Thanks, bye. It was very, very quick and swift.
How emotional, right? How nice of them. Take care.
Yeah. Take care, buddy. We've had enough. You know.
We're done with you now.
Yeah, we're done.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
Exactly, bro. But it's seeing the things around the world, Lenny, going to the festivals, playing these clubs, going to Ibiza, going to Mykonos, seeing all these things, man, it's what gave me the drive. I said, I can continue to do this. And that's when I linked up with Hard Soul in Amsterdam, and we did Back Together. And see, I had what you call sectional hit records, okay? Like you, Lenny, you did one that was global, right? You had that global phenom. Mine was in like sections. Like I did a record
like regionals. Like this back in the day, we would be like United States, like the East Coast area, and yours was countries per country. I remember.
Yeah, so I was a regional guy. So Lucky Star was big in France and all of the
Yeah,
French speaking places.
Dude, that was enough work just from them alone to keep you busy for a while.
Yeah, for sure. And through that, other people wanted me to sing for them.
That's
so
right.
When I did Back Together, that record was big in England.
Right.
And then after that, and here's the part that's funny. I had a manager named Cleveland Anderson.
Oh, I know Cleveland.
You know Cleve.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Cleveland and I, hold on. Yes.
You want to come in? I'm going to have the doctor come in here and explain something. You want to come in?
Okay. See, now Lenny, they're trying to call me into the room with my dad. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to finish. Okay. Okay. Thank you, love. So
everybody, we're going to go in Ron's dad's room in a minute to check out what the doctors know. We're joking, but we're going to end this very quickly now. But go ahead. Finish.
So what happened was we did Back Together, and he wanted me to work on a project that was all like love songs, love anthems. And so I did it, but he never did anything with the project. And I was like, man, I just wasted all this studio money on this stuff, and you didn't do nothing. I said, man, I'm not singing love songs no more. I said, I'm going to sing about something else. I went home to the studio. I looked at a pair of Air Force Ones on the ground. I said, I'm going to make a song about these shoes. Lo and behold, I'm walking down the street with my Nikes on. Everybody's in the song. That's when that came about. Woo! I did that because I was frustrated with.
That's what happens. Great things come out of negative things sometimes.
I'm sorry. I'm an artist. I'm doing an interview. And I know it's all tied in together. I understand, my love. And so, yeah, guys. So I did the Nike song from that. And hold on, guys. We're going to see what's going on. Is my dad blind? Is it?
Well,
I see you, Dad.
So
hold on, guys. We're about to get the scoop.
Okay. So what I was telling your dad, and this is okay if I share this with him, right? It's okay if I talk to him?
This is where we're going to get the inside scoop. What's going on now? Hang on, everybody. Ron has really broke down what this business does to you at times when you think you have full control and you learn you don't really have control of anything. Others are controlling your destiny. You put your cards, or should I say your eggs in their basket, hoping that everyone's going to do the right thing. And a lot of times, this is that Motown story of the Cadillac story. Here, sign here, here's your keys. And what happens is, you hear about this from artists many times, where we had last week where we were talking about this, and exactly it was said the same way. These artists years later are broke, and the people in the audience have more money than the actual artists that made those massive hits. They can't even afford to be up on the stage. So, you have to ask yourself major questions sometimes. You get to what I call is two doors. Two doors. The door of yes and no. Yes, I go through this door. Is it the right for me at this time? Or no, and a lot of times regret you didn't go through the yes door. But the no door is even worse than the yes door. And the yes door, over time, can be a backfiring experience. It's terrible. All I can say is sometimes you just got to go with rolling the dice. And sometimes, or many times, we've all made decisions where we went against our gut. And the gut experience is better than the ego in the brain a lot of times. When you all get those butterflies in your stomach going, oh man, it's saying, don't do it. Don't do it. And you go, your brain's like, Yeah, but you need to do it because you got control of this. Oh, Lord. You later find out you don't have control.
You got anything?
You don't have control.
Great. I have everything printed up for you, ready to go.
All right,
Mr.
cool.
Carroll, it was a pleasure to see you.
I'm saying? So Ron was going to come back, but I'm glad I was able to give you an inside scoop of what's going on. I know he's talking to his father's doctors, and he's being the best son he can be, being a caretaker to his dad. But see, his story is the kind of real stories, is why we do True House Stories. This is why we do True House Stories. I want to thank Ron for spending his time with us. Live simulcast from the hospital. Hope he's okay. I hope his dad's all right.
Okay.
I hope he's
hey,
all
Lenny,
right.
are you there, buddy?
Yeah, well, I was just giving. I muted you out so you could have that moment talking to the doctors. Nobody heard that, and I gave them some insight of why those two doors come up in our lives: the yes door and the no door.
Oh yeah.
And you were right at that moment when she said to you, "We're suffering." Wrong.
For sure.
Ron, what you gonna? And I know how she spoke because I know we all knew each other very well. And she probably said, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
What you gonna do? And what'd you say?
I'm gonna sign.
And everybody in the movies, yo, Ron, everybody in the movie who's watching the movies going, Ron, don't sign! Don't sign! Because you're the first one yelling at us like Apollo Creed. Yo, man, don't fight the Russian dude. You're going to die.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, but my dad, he cool. He just, he's 92 years old.
God bless.
And he's having a problem with the sight, but that's because he has that glaucoma, build up. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to take care of that and, take care. He's 92 years old, man, almost 100.
I was telling you're trying to be the best son you could be.
Okay, look. So it's all good. So basically, y'all, everybody listening, basically, my story is about not only the fight for loving the music, but it's also a personal fight. We all go through it. And a lot of times those two things go together. Your personal fight affects your music life. It affects everything. And I've just been a guy that tries to find a way out of no way. Even during the pandemic, bro, I want to tell this to you as well, because I've become very into doing my own productions, my own brands, my own party productions and events. And when the world got shut down, I said, it's not going to stop me from expressing myself musically. And I remember we started a backyard party in our backyard called The Happy Place. And people that weren't afraid to come out came out. And that became a church on Sunday where people can listen to music and fellowship, bro, during that situation. And so you always got to find a way. People got to find a way. Lenny does the same. Lenny has his situation. He finds a way, and because the love in you, the drive that's in you, it just, the way it comes to you, it comes into your head and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for it. I think this True House Stories thing is magnificent. And how it's blossomed. And I'm so happy that you had me on here because I would watch a lot of them. And I said, and my boy asked me, I remember my boy asked me, is Lenny going to do you? I said, let me tell you something. I've been knowing Lenny forever. I said, that's my brother, regardless if he asked me or not. That's my brother. You know what I mean? So if he comes around to it, absolutely I'll do it. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy that you've had me. And I'm going to tell you right now, Lenny, we're going to probably have to do a part 2 because it's a lot of Chicago house stories. Hold on. Dad talking. Hold on.
Let's listen to
you said 4 o'clock?
Yeah, she wants to clean up now because she got to have operation tomorrow.
Okay.
And she wanted to come by this evening at 4.
So you need to get home before 4?
I thought I'd be home at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Well, call Nathan and tell her to go to the house. We going home, right?
Okay, yeah, we going home.
Yeah, tell her to go home and wait in front of the house.
Okay, well, I'm doing an interview. Can you call Nate?
Huh?
Can you call Nate?
I am calling.
Can you call him?
I ain't called nobody.
Oh, and look at him. See, Dan said, I ain't calling nobody. You gonna call?
You ain't calling. I ain't calling nobody.
What's this?
That's your medical stuff right there.
Ron,
okay?
we're gonna leave you. We're gonna leave you here. We're gonna thank you for coming on to True House Story.
Man, thank you, man.
We can't thank you enough, Ron. We love you, bro.
Love you as well, Lenny. And you coming to Chicago, Land, to beat that box. We got to get that date ready. You coming to beat it, bro. We got to have that moment.
I'm coming.
We got to have that moment.
It's been a while since I've been to Chicago, but I'm coming back.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Ron, listen, take care of yourself. Be well.
You too, brother.
Part 2, and thank you. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts all around the world.
Thank you.
And we will catch you soon, okay?
All right, my.
Have a good one. Next week, everybody, we got Jens Lazat from Germany. Jens Lazat is coming on to tell the German story. This guy goes from disco into house, the electronic scene, and back again to disco. Played one of the greatest clubs in Germany. Jens Lazat for everyone next week right here on True House Stories. Once again, I am Lenny Fontana, and I'm signing off. And Ron Carroll really gave it to us. I got to say, in a recap, what a great, great, real interview. And those that know Ron know he's a real brother. Right here from the I want to laugh because some of the things I can't believe that we deal with in life. And to hear just him tell you that he signed a contract, sight unseen, says it all. Good night, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to True House Stories. Peace.